Hey guys, Brian Delivers You the Goods here. I'm returning to you pretty late tonight for a premiere video, and hopefully you'll enjoy this Tuesday album review premiere video for Season 5, Episode 16. I was making sure I said the right episode name, if you were wondering why I was looking away. So, this is for Avenged Sevenfold's City of Evil. Thought I'd do this since it's Halloween, after all. Which happy Halloween to everyone. I know yesterday I was dealing with a lot of stressful shit, with a certain individual that has been talking about me, but I'm kind of moving past that. I'm trying to do better. For myself mostly. So basically, I'm going to discuss what I listened to for all 11 songs, which is like a almost 73-minute album, and let you know my thoughts on all 11 songs as a whole. So let's dive into this album review for the Tuesday album review. Now it starts with Beast and the Harlot, and off the bat, M. Shadows' vocals are sounding pretty good. I mean, it does sound a little whiny for a bit, but I think he's working up to having really good vocals. I think the next album is where I really enjoyed a lot of songs. But basically, Beast and the Harlot was actually one of my favorite songs. It was one of the singles for this album, but it was an outstanding track, so 5 out of 5. The guitar work from Sinister Gates is great. Jimmy the Rev was still with the band until his passing in late 2009. Pretty much, I'd give it a 5 out of 5. Burn It Down is a great track. Really enjoyed this. It definitely rocks for sure. M. Shadows' vocals sound amazing. Even he does some screams from time to time, even in Beast and the Harlot, and it sounds really good. But mostly Burn It Down sounded really good with how he was singing it. So, and Sinister Gates' guitar solos were amazing in this track. So, and Jimmy the Rev's drumming was quite amazing. I mean, they still have good drummers. Avenged Sevenfold does, but the Rev was the best, in my opinion, for this band, mostly. So 5 out of 5. Blinded in Chains is a pretty good track. It was about 6.5 minutes, but it did get the job done for what it was going for. M. Shadows' clean vocals and some of his screams from time to time sounded good. He did, like I said, he does have some whiny, graspy vocals that I don't know if I feel for. But overall, this album does kick ass, for sure. So 5 out of 5. Backcountry, I meant to say. Backcountry is a pretty amazing song. There's some repetitive whining vocals from the I Try Yeah lyric, but the song was a smash hit when it came out, and it's still a smash hit to this day, even though the song is almost 20 years old. Technically, this album's almost 20 years old, and in the next year and a half or so it will be. But overall, Backcountry is a favorite of mine, so 5 out of 5. Trashed and Scattered is a pretty rockin' track. It definitely rocks for sure. I love M. Shadows' vocals in it. It does last for a little bit, this track, but for 5 minutes and 53 seconds, you're in for quite an amazing song. So 5 out of 5. Seize the Day was one of my least favorites. I was really hoping to like this track. When I first heard it, I actually did like it to an extent, but now when I hear it, I think it's good in its own way. It's just, the solos are great. Don't get me wrong, the drum work, excuse my yawning, the drum work and the guitar solos are amazing in this track. Pretty much Sinister Gates' guitar soloing is amazing. Jimmy the Rev's drumming is pretty good. It's following along with the melody of the guitar and how the song's overall sounding, so it's not a bad track. It's pretty nice, but it's a good track in its own way, so 4.5 out of 5. Sidewinder is a pretty good track. I wasn't sure if I was feeling for the beginning, but the song does progress later on and sounds pretty good. So I'd give it a 5 out of 5. It is an outstanding song for what it goes for, even though it's 7 minutes and a second, so it is pretty lengthy. but not as lengthy of strength as Strength of the World, which I will get to that song in a moment. The Wicked End is a great track. I really like this track overall. M Shadows' vocals sound amazing. Guitar work and drum work is outstanding, and just the overall track I really could connect with how it sounds instrumentally and vocally. So Jimmy the Rev's drumming is amazing, and Sinister Gates' guitar soloing is quite amazing. So 5 out of 5. Um, Strength of the World was a 9 minute and 14-second track, so you're in for a very long song, like a little over 9 minutes, but it does get the job done for how it sounds. So give this a 5 out of 5 too. It's the ending's interesting with the melody and how it sounds overall, but the overall track did impress me with its experimentation with the instrumentation. So it did pretty well. 5 out of 5. Betrayed is a pretty good song. Really like this track for how it sounds, so 5 out of 5 too. M Shadows' vocals are amazing. Just the chorus and the verses are quite amazing, in my opinion. And like I said, mostly this whole album does kick ass, for sure. So, basically 5 out of 5. And finally, we get to Mia, the final track, and that's an 8 minute and 48-second track, or 46 seconds, or whatever. But it was pretty outstanding as the closing track. I really enjoyed how M Shadows was singing this track from time to time, and just his vocals are sounding pretty good. I mean, yeah, there's some whiny, graspy vocals with how he's singing it, but he's actually trying to make it sound good, this track. Even his falsetto towards the end of it sounded good. But I think he starts really going at it in the next album with his vocals, and it sounds really good. So, basically, I will be reviewing the self-titled album in the next season of Tuesday Album Reviews. You can guarantee that, along with 2 other Avenged Sevenfold albums. So, overall, production, mixing, and execution-wise, Mia's getting a 5 out of 5. So, overall, production, mixing, and execution-wise, I think Avenged Sevenfold's City of Evil album was a really rocking album. Highly recommend you check this album out. It came out in 2005. I have the CD right here. I actually had to make sure it was gonna run, the CD, because it does have some wear and scratches on it, and I might have to get another copy eventually. I don't know. I'm thinking it over, but I just think the copy I got at FYE when I got it at the time, I don't know, it was a little worn out and scratched up. So I'm going to get another copy in due time. But for a score for me, I'm going to give Avenged Sevenfold's City of Evil album a 9.5 out of 10. An excellent album. Definitely rocks. Highly recommend you check this album out for yourself to see what you think of it. I think the only albums I like up to Avenged Sevenfold is Hail to the King. The Stage, I don't know. I have to really give it a deep dive of a listen to see what I really think of it. But that will be an album I will review, but at a later time. So, basically, 9.5 out of 10 for Avenged Sevenfold's City of Evil album for this Tuesday album review, Season 5, Episode 16. Thank you for watching this album review tonight, and have a good night.